Hello, how you doing? Shalom, shalom. Dovrei utra. Chak dela. Sabar khair. Sabar nu. Sao tahau. Sao tahau. Good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Okay, you know who this is. You subscribe to my channel, and for doing that, I want to say thank you right off the rip. 35 seconds into this conversation, this dissertation, thank you for subscribing. Those that have not subscribed, go ahead and do that now. This is an interesting channel of intellects. All we do here, we share thoughts, we talk, comments, ideas, that type of thing, you know. From the brother Nubian King in Israel, Northeast Africa. I'm just driving around in McCrane, ain't got nothing to do. Something we were supposed to do yesterday. At the last minute they canceled, and we didn't do it. They had me running around back and forth between my house and over there and over here. But, you know, for those of you that understand construction, and even those of you that understand business, business can change throughout the day. What they say they're going to do, they end up not doing it. You know, so this wasn't a big deal to me because I still get paid either or. You follow what I'm saying? So, and as you can see, I'm not out here physically busting my chops. So, it ain't no big deal to me. Okay, so did you subscribe? Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. Go ahead on and do it. I got 640 subscribers now. And you all doing good. You treating your brother good. I'm just, hold on, let me close the door because that plant over there, it's a big steel plant. They run 24/7. Them boys be humping over there. Woo-wee. Yeah, you subscribe. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Also, smash that like button, bing, so that people that's looking for the video, it'll be easy for them to see where I'm at, and the notification bell. So when I put them up, y'all know the story. You'll get a little notification. Hey, Nubian King, he's over there talking about something. This particular segment I want to do right here, it's for you. What do I mean? The Spirit has come upon me to begin to listen to you all, speak to you all. I want to begin to interview you or just allow you to come on and talk, because I've been talking like 120, 30 bunch of videos, man. I've been doing this a while now, and I'm always talking, and you all know that. Many of you all have come in and, ooh, I like this brother. He sounds like your uncle over there at the barbecue. Well, you know, I'm 61 and I've been to a bunch of barbecues. And you know, I'm a good-hearted brother. You know, I don't like drama. I don't like bullshiggity. You know, I don't like to be, stressed out, and I don't like to stress anybody out, and I don't like to get nobody no bullshiggity. You know, I'm the kind of brother that, we could be in the middle of a firefight. For those that's been in the military know what that is, and I'm gonna be cracking a joke to bring down the stress, fear, and tension of everybody. You know, I'm that kind of dude with that kind of mind. You know, when it look like shit is going south, it's gonna be Nubian King that's be cracking a joke and make you laugh in the middle of a firefight. You know, I used to when I was dating, I used to tell my girl, baby, you call me 24/7. Don't even check and see what time it is. Don't worry about nothing. If you need your man, I'm 24/7. Here's my hotline. She said, but what if you busy? I said, baby, I don't care if I'm in the middle of a firefight, pinned down by enemies, and they shoot me. And when that phone rang and I know it's you, I'm going to shoot with one hand and talk to you with the other. When you hear the noise in the background, you can say, what's that, baby? I said, I ain't nothing like that. I think a cup of coffee. And I'm in the middle of a firefight with enemies. Okay? You know, I'm that type brother. And I'm vegan. I've been that vegan for over 42 years now. Oof, long time. I've lived here in Israel since 1981, May 15, 540. I landed at Ben Gurion Airport, Israel, Tel Aviv. I have 6 children. My oldest is 36. The one after that, he's 28. The one after that is 26. The one after that is 23. The one after that is 20. And the one after that is 19. That's 6, right? It's 3 boys, 3 girls. And I have 2 grandbabies. My grandson is like 5. He just turned 5 a birthday. And my grandbaby girl, she's 2. And already know how to use the iPad and computers and iPhones and cell phones. 2 years old. You know, I watched the video of her yesterday playing a little game on an iPad, and she used a little thumb and used a little finger, and she knew exactly what she was doing at 2 years old. And you know, when I was coming up 2 years old, for what my grandbaby is doing today, and you all too, your grandbabies and your children, and even you, the things that we're using now, the technology, that was George Jetson on a cartoon for us. For those of you all that remember, George Jetson, shit, Speed Racer. You know, there was cartoons, man. Never in our wildest imagination that we would think that we would be using this type of technology, because we were still dealing with those rotary phones. And you know, children today, they don't even know what a rotary phone is. Don't even know. I watched a video someone put up on TikTok, and they showed the child an old rotary phone, and the child had no, what is this, Mama? What is that? And so they showed, they were just laughing and giggling. What the hell? That's the telephone. You know what I'm saying? Because they born into technology, 2020, 21. You know what I'm saying? And so they, like, you know, 2 years old playing with iPads and, you know what I'm saying, touchscreen and iPhones and playing games, you know. And so we man, what? When we was out there, I was born in 61. By the time I got up 2 years old, whew, we had G.I. Joe, Tonka toys, and Barbie dolls. I wasn't playing with the Barbie dolls. Back in those days, we didn't have the gay, the lesbian, the transvestite, the homosexuality, the LGBTQ, XYZ, and all of those genders, and you couldn't be a man and say you're a woman and you go into a woman bathroom. We didn't have none of that. It was male and female. You came out with a ding-a-ling, you was a man. You came back without a ding-a-ling, you was a woman. Boom, that's it. You know, I was born back in the day where they write on your birth certificate, Negro, race Negro. You know what? I went to back to the States. I've been over here like 25 years, right? And I went back to the States for something, and I wanted to, you know, renew my driver's license. And you know, you got to show your birth certificate. Believe it or not, I had the original birth certificate. I still got it with me here today. The original birth certificate that I got in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, in Hugh Spalding Hospital. Okay? That original birth certificate, they handed my mother in 1961. I got it right here. It's all yellow, and it looked like Ancient of Days. It's the original birth certificate from 1961. I've kept it because her mother gave it to me, right? She's passed on. She died at 89. May she rest in peace, power. Maddie Lee Crowder. Great sister, great sister. Great father, George R. Crowder. R is Richard, George Richard Crowder. And so anyway, I go back to the States. I need to renew my license. And I had the original license card from back then, 25 years before, you know. And so I went to the DMV out there. And next, I go up. Yeah, I need to, you know, renew my license, yada, yada. Still thought, she said, okay, I need this, birth certificate, whatever, you know. And I pulled out the birth certificate. It was a senior sister there, African American sister, you know, precious. She was just so precious. She looked, she said, whoa. She said, my Lord Jesus, look at here. She looked at me. He said, sir, how old are you? Whatever, you know. She said, my God, this is original birth certificate. Woo, 1960. Oh, Lord, look at here, look here. She said, sir, can I show your birth certificates some of these young folks around here? I said, yes, ma'am. What's the problem? She said, no, it ain't no problem. And she got up and went over and she said, y'all come over here and look at here. It was some young people working in the DMV. And she said, I want y'all to see this. And they said, what? Look at here. What does this say? And the young was like, Negro. You see that? This is an original birth certificate. Back in the day, that's the way they used to write us down, Negro. See, today you got African Americans. Y'all see that? That's history. She said, this is history. She said, y'all need to know this. Y'all don't understand. You know what the price we paid. She said, y'all see that? They got him wrote here on this birth certificate. This brother got Negro under race. Yeah, that was. And you know, I hadn't been in America in like 25 years, man. You know, and so I went in and I'm just cold turkey. Like walked up there. I hadn't studied no books. I hadn't been there. Didn't have a book. And she said, you ready to take the test? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, wow, listen to that. I said, she said, did y'all hear what he just said to me? He said, yes, ma'am. Because the young folks, they be, whatever. I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, how old are you? I was over. Might have been about 45, 47, something like that. With children, had 6 children. I'm 40. I think I was 45, 47, whatever. I said, yes, ma'am. Because she was she was a senior sister. And she deserved that level of respect. You understand? And I knew it. And I've had that home training. You know, they teach you charity starts at home and spread abroad. That means you was raised by, a powerful set of parents, a mother and father. See, I don't have that conversation where my mother raised me. My mother and father raised me until they left out of here. My father passed in the house on the floor. He had an aneurysm, a stroke in the brain, a blood vessel burst in the brain. And that's where he died, on the floor right there in the house. So I don't have that kind of story to say that my mother raised me, my father left me. No. My parents in Atlanta, Georgia were some of those exceptional African American people that worked hard, had their businesses, made lots of money, and we had lots of everything. You talking about they just had Christmas over there, right? Man, our Christmas was like they done bought the store. Every single popular toy out during Christmas. My sister and I had it. We had so many toys when we finally moved out of the house. Some of the toys we hadn't even played with. Yeah. My parents was they did real good in their life, no shortage of nothing. We was the kind of folks that had a freezer, in the house for all the food. And in the freezer, it was sectioned off. You had a shelf that had all fish. You had a shelf that had all pork chop. You had a shelf that had all hamburger patties. You had a shelf that had all steaks. You had a shelf that had all chicken. You had a shelf that had all fish. You had the hams in the bottom down there. And that was a freezer, okay? Several different type meats. Maybe I forgot something, but those are basics. And then, of course, we had the refrigerator that had stuff in there, a bunch of stuff. And then we had the deep freezer. Now, what I'm telling you, some of you all are old enough to know. All right, y'all about the deep freeze and the different things. Okay, and so I went to Ma Baker Nursery over in Peopletown in Atlanta, Georgia. I know you all not gonna know. And, you know, Peopletown, you have to be original, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, in Atlanta. Back in those days, to know what is Peopletown, where was Peopletown at? Over there off of Capitol Avenue, over there in that area. And so I went to LP Miles Elementary School, and then we relocated out in West Atlanta, took one of them big old mini mansions out there. And then I went to LP Miles, I went to D.H. Stanton Elementary School. I started there in Peopletown. All right, and our address was 171 Tuskegee Street. Do you know? I remember that address. I'm 61. I was born and raised in Atlanta in 1961, and today I'm 61 years, and I remember the address of the house that they brought me to when I was a baby, newborn baby. It was 171 Tuskegee Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Can you believe that? Wow. Then, my father, he owned a garage. He had 10 men working for it. It wasn't no mom and pop poop butt kind of business they was running. Pops, he owned that garage in Atlanta. He had 10 brothers working for him up in that nice size facility. Did, major work. My mother owned a beauty salon downtown with the sisters and everything. And in those days, yeah, it was segregated. It was only so far that you could go north on Peachtree Street in Atlanta. It was up there around Davidson department store. You had Rich's department store right there at 5 Points. And we could go to Rich's, because that's where the black people could go. And Woolworth, they had that soda fountain in there. We almost got into a riot up in there, me and my mother. So evil white woman. And so anyway, furthest you can go north was like Davidson for the black people. And my mother, her beauty salon was just in between all of that. Like you go north over there by the Atlanta Stadium, situated over that old Fulton County Stadium before they built what they got now, the Georgia Dome and all of that. In the new baseball field was old Fulton County Stadium. That's where Michael Jackson had his concert too. Blew the world away. Also, she had 10 chairs in her salon. She was banging. I mean, the money was there, So no, I didn't have no stories. Like I said, mom was struggling 2 or 3 jobs. No, I don't know nothing about that. Matter of fact, let me show you how well my folks was doing financially. And this is gonna be funny. Look, Dr. Martin Luther King, great brother, great civil rights leader, Dr. King. You say whatever you want, Dr. King. Mahalia Jackson, one of the world's greatest vocalists. She's up there with Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. Mahalia Jackson, she sang at Dr. King's funeral when they was coming out of Ebenezer Baptist Church. She was singing, now what we're going to do that the king is dead. Now, I'm sitting in the living room with my mother, and she was laying on the couch. The living room was beautiful, wall-to-wall, thick pile carpet, and we had that double foam under it, which means when you walked on it, it was super soft. And you couldn't walk in the house with your shoes on. You had to take your shoes off. Moms didn't play that. And the pile carpet was so beautiful that when you vacuum one direction, it was lay down, and then you come back the other direction, and it would stand up, and it'd be like long stripes in it. And she used to vacuum like that, and it was just awfully beautiful, And so we had the big floor model TV. Y'all don't probably know about them. They was big TVs, sit on the floor, big old screen with the big button. You change the channel 2, 5, 11. That's what was back there in those days. It was only 3 stations, 2, 5, 11, ABC, NBC, and CBS. I remember them very well because I was my father's remote control back in those days. He would call me and you couldn't say, yeah, what? And all this disrespectful stuff these children say to parents today. You had to come running. See, my father was a 25-year master sergeant, United States Army. And for those of you all that know military, the sergeant is the one that's running it because the sergeant relate to the upper officers and the soldiers. And you know, they're the men on the ground. Right? And so you're a sergeant, you know everything and everybody. He was 25-year master sergeant, and so he was very disciplined. We grew up disciplined children, but at the same time, we was very loved. You know, my father would whoop your rear end, like they say, tan your little behind with that strap, but he'd be the first one to pass out the ice cream and cut the cake and give it to you. So they was balanced. We didn't, you know, I got one real good whooping in my whole life. Little bitty job. You know, he caught me when my mother wasn't there. You know, mother always running interference to cut that whooping off. But he got me one time. She went at home, whooped me with a switch from a dogwood tree. Climbed up the dog. I'm looking out the window, and then my pops up in the tree. He gonna get this switch, right? So he coming back picking the flowers off, and I'm watching him. You know, he finna light my butt up, and he did. Ooh, what my behind. Oh man, you see cartoons, you get your butt where you put a pillow on your behind, right? So I'm a little bit of a joker. I watched. He done tear my behind, and I put the pillow on my butt and lay it on the couch, right? My mama came home. I'm sitting there, you know. And she asked my father, the first time I ever seen my mother get really buck with pops. She said, what you do to my baby? It's like, it ain't our son no more. It's my baby, right? She said, I whooped his behind. She said, why? And he told her whatever. She got real ignorant. My father, man, my dad just looked at her and he gave her this look. She stopped. She said, oh, She just calmed down, went in another room, right? So anyway, I want y'all to come on and talk to me. Somebody out there, you know, I'm requesting. I like to hear from you. You all listen to me all the time. I like to listen to you. Okay. So anyway, back to Martin Luther King. You know, I'm working on staying on point in the conversation. So we sitting in the living room watching the big pretty flow model TV on the plush wall-to-wall carpet in the big nice soft couch. My mother laying on the couch and I'm sitting on the floor, you know, by the couch with my back to the couch and her head is up there. I'm sitting here and we watching this funeral and I'm listening to Mahalia Jackson sing what now we're gonna do that the king is there. And I asked my mother, I said, Mama, who died? Then listen to this answer. She said, a black man. That was all my Dr. Martin Luther King lesson I got from my parent, a black man. Because why? They was more into their businesses and making money as opposed to the black movement. That's why we was in a riot, but we wasn't rioting back in the 60s when we was doing all that rioting in Atlanta. You know, I didn't get into the consciousness, the truth, or none of that kind of stuff until actually I was 17. That's when I first came into the truth, any kind of knowledge of history of Africa and all that good stuff. When I was 17, but my parents, you know, money was so long they wasn't, you know, they didn't put no energy into the black movement back in those days. It was about that cash. Mom said a black man. And I finally, years later, grew to know Dr. King. And I remember her saying that to me. When I asked her who died, she said, a black man. Shazam. What? This is the great Dr. Martin Luther King. You had a chance to lay it out. Maybe she didn't know. But that's what she said to me, a black man. Well, nevertheless, I went on through life. I went, you know, and did the school, the elementary, the high school, you know, playing football. And don't forget, I'm telling you all this stuff so you all can probably have a little better idea as to who I am. So if you do decide to come on and talk to me and we do a little live, you can show your face, so you don't have to show your face. I just want to come on and talk, intelligent. Like I said, no cursing. We're not gonna be cursing and effing this and mo and all that. We don't have to go there. But you can sit down and we can talk and have a conversation. I think other listeners will be interested too to hear you dialogue also. So it don't just be me. So anyway, I went to the school in Atlanta, LP Miles Elementary School, and then went to see, I forgot. It was D.H. Stanton Elementary School over there in Atlanta, D.H. Stanton. And then we went to when we moved out to West Atlanta, got one of them big nice cribs out there. It was LP Miles Elementary School, and then from LP Miles, I went to Harper High. I remember that address, 3399 Collier Drive, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia. That was Harper High School. Now it's Harper Archer, but when I was there, it was 7 Quad A. It was a little 4,000 students up in there, And I played football and turned out to be a great football player. But I wasn't interested in playing football. I was interested in racquetball. Yeah, believe it or not, big old brother. And I got to be a B player in racquetball, real good at it. So, and then my interest was electronics, computer technology. Now, the football, it started because I didn't have nobody else to hang out with. I didn't have nobody to play with. What I mean? At the end of high school, at the end of the day, I was looking for all my brothers that I hang out with, and they couldn't be found. So eventually I was walking around, found out they was on the football field practicing. Oh yeah, so I go out there and I'm standing on the side of the field, and I'm a big brother for my age at that time, and so the coach come over, he said, son, can't try for the team? I said, no, sir. He said, you don't want to play? I said, no, sir. I just came out here because my friend out here. He said, okay. So some of my friends say, oh, what's up? And I said, everybody out here? He said, yeah, man, won't you come on out and play with us? No, bro, I don't want to do all that running and stuff. I ain't. And so, I've always been a big brother, heavy brother, and jogging and running ain't been my thing. So I saw that running that he was doing. I'm like, no, man. So, every day they on the football field. I ain't got nobody to hang out with. So finally I said, man, bump this. So I decided to go on out there. So I went on, coach, he said, yeah, son, you back again? I said, yeah. I said, coach, I want to try for the team, see, if I can play. I ain't got nothing else to do. All my friends out here. He like, good. So he told the other coach he was going inside. So he got some equipment, suited me up, and I go out there. I'm running and sweating and not liking it. But what the coach is telling me to do, I'm doing it just like he said, do it. And it came out pretty good. And so it kept coming out pretty good, kept coming out good. Next thing, no kabam, the game comes starting. Center, nose guard, knocking heads, number 52, C.L. Harper High School. Yeah, buddy. And so now I turn out to be a star on the team. What? I was a center, right? Snapping the ball, long snap, and I was the nose guard. I played both ways. I never came off the field. I'm shutting the middle down. Man, what? You couldn't, 78, 79? Shoot, you couldn't do nothing with Harper High School. Me and Bobby King, I was a center, he was a quarterback, could do nothing with us. Shoot. So anyway, that was good. And that got me to college. And remember, I didn't want to do that. I just went out there because my friends was out there, but I did pretty good. I was good, and I went to college on a full ride, And remember, that was the years that they stopped giving out full 4-year contract, scholarship. It was year by year. And if you did well, you get another year. Well, shoot, my first year, my coach was talking about, dude, we got you covered. So I ended up going to Johnson C. Smith, Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was funny. I'm going to tell you how it went, because I was being recruited by the Georgia Dogs, right? I was what's that school in Atlanta? Georgia Tech, Yellow Jackets. Is they the Yellow Jackets? The Harper High Trojans. See, I wanted to be a Trojan in college, and you had USC, uh, University of Southern California Trojan, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And so the University of Georgia was recruiting me. Clemson, a lot of schools on the East Coast. So it was like Clemson, University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Georgia A&M, all them schools on the East Coast. A lot of was it Vanderbilt? But I remember Vince Lombardi, the school that he coached at. That school recruited me. I don't even remember. It's been so long ago. But yeah, I went to college, and a lot of these, I was getting all these letters, and my mother was like, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. So I was getting all these letters of intent, okay? And wow, it was funny, man. I got all these letters of intent, and it was a big deal in the family because y'all know back in those days, going to college was just, man, your parents, that gave them so much bragging right. My child going to college, he go to college. Man, I ain't want to go to no daggone college. I wanted to go to DeVry Institute of Technology to be an electronic technician. And my family, they didn't know what the hell. This nigga done lost his mind. You don't want to go to college? Man, they had a family meeting on me. I'm telling you, my grandmother, my uncles, my aunts, they had me in a family meeting when they discovered I didn't want to go to college. This nigga, man, lost his, what? So they had this big powwow asking me all these questions. Am I sick? You feel all right? You upset at something? Somebody did something to you? You got something? These are the questions my relatives is asking me, my aunts, my grandmother, like, why you don't want to go to college? You crazy? That's what was the question in the end. After all the no's, they said, are you crazy? I'm like, no. I didn't think so this morning, when I woke up. Like, why the hell you want to go to college? Woo! This is crazy, man. So anyway, my parents and my family, I said, hell, okay, I go to college. And so now I need to decide on where I want to go. And everything looking the same. It's just a letter. Letters. So one day I'm in school, high school, and my coach, he asked me to come to his office. And I goes in, and I walk in. It's a couple of more men in there, and two sisters. Now you got to see this. You got to see this now. I'm a senior in high school, all right, and I'm being recruited by all these colleges, and these two men are sitting in there with my head coach and a couple of beautiful chocolate thick thighs sisters done shea buttered them thighs up and got short skirts, and they sitting over there with the leg crossed, big old pretty smile. I mean, these girl was gorgeous, man. Woo! Nice and chocolate. And so I walk in and I look, and when I notice the sisters, I keep it cool. I don't want them to see me, eyeballing the sisters too tough. So I go in, the coach introduced me to these two coaches. They were from Johnson C. Smith University, Charlotte, North Carolina. I said, okay, cool. Hey, nice to meet you, coach. And then, they went on with all the preliminaries, your record, your abilities, and da-da-da-da-da. And we still thought, want you to come to our school. And then one of the coaches said, let me introduce you to a couple of the student body members. So he introduced me to the two sisters. I shook their hand. They was, hey, how you doing? Hope you come to the school, da-da-da-da. Everybody trying to get me to come to the school. Well, when I saw them thighs, I knew where I was going. Woo! Them brothers, they knew what to do. You know what I'm saying? They didn't write no letters. They brought some of the student body, more body than student. Shit. Hey, when they introduced me to them two beautiful, gorgeous queens, yeah, I said, I know where I'm going. Ain't no, where you letter at? Shit. When we leaving? Can I ride back with y'all? Shit. That was a done deal, partner. That's exactly where I went. John C. Smith University, straight up in there. More chocolate sisters than you could shake a stick at. 17-year-old boy got up there, man. I had a ball, but I didn't want to go there. It's crazy. I get up there. Just remember now, I was a center. All right, I was a center in high school. So that means my number one responsibility above everything, even getting hit, whatever, you got to get that ball to that quarterback. Once you get the ball to the quarterback, the rest is whatever you can figure out. But you get that ball to that quarterback. So anyway, I did that. When I got to college, they put me in the offensive power guard position. Woo, good googly boo. Good googly boo. What did they do that for? Man, they done told me I am a offensive guard, power guard, right side. Man, you know what? I was so excited because I didn't have to handle that ball. Because as a center, you take a beating. You hear me? You get your butt whooped as a center. Because while you trying to get that ball to that quarterback, you taking them blows. But I was good, though. I get them blows right back. Yeah, I ain't play that. So anyway, when I got to the guard position in college, boy, I was a terror. Whoo, I was a terror. Good googly boo. Because, see, we had this coach named Henry Earl, Coach Earl. I don't know if he's still living or gone on, but that brother was, wow. You talking about being influential in my life and making me a young man and influencing me. You see, that's why I was so critical about the Coach Prime situation and them black folks that did him the way they did. You see, because I've been there, done that. Coach Prime reminds me of Coach Henry Earl. Okay, Prime done been there. See, he ain't got to second guess. He know what he's talking about. And then compounded with the spirit. Coach Prime, he talked about the spirit. And he's a spiritual brother. And he deserved respect. That's why he walked out of that arrogant ass white boy's interview calling him Dion. He said, no. He told him from the beginning, real respectful. He said, you don't get to call me Dion. You address me how I need to be addressed. Coach Prime, Mr. Sanders, but you don't get to call me Dion. And the evil heathen smirked and said, okay, Dion. And Dion just real cool, took the mic off, stood up, and walked out. You know what I'm saying? So Coach Earl was like that to us. He was a father. He was a coach. He was a mentor. He was inspiration. He was a role model. He was somebody to pattern yourself as a man after. Yeah. Sure was Coach Earl, man. Henry Earl. He used to call himself an educated thug. I'm like, why you say that, Coach? He said, because I came up in the street, went to college, got a degree, and you can't beat me. I know the streets and the book. Bring it. What you got? He's an educated thug. I know what I'm talking about. I remember one time we was in practice. Oh, this was funny. This was funny. It was so funny. We was in practice. He done beat us to dust. I mean, I can't. I can't do no more, man. I'm beat. This is it. Can't run no more wind sprint. Can't do no more drills. Can't do no more tritty. I am done. I don't even know where my head is at no more. This helmet is heavy. Man, these shoulder pads is, I'm just, I can't do it. The sun, the flies, the sweat, everything, me. So I fell out on the field. And the brothers got to holler, coach, fell out. Okay. So the brothers standing around me, and they say, you all right? And I'm just looking up at them. I'm so damn tired. I don't want to do nothing no more. I just want to crawl back, And so Coach Earl, he ran up there. He hollered my name. And then he get up there. He's standing over there. You all right? He said, what's wrong with you? And I'm just looking at him. He said, boy, you all right? So I didn't know it. So coach reached down and put his index finger inside of my shoe, my cleat, right inside. And he rubbed his finger. He said, boy, what the hell you doing with this joint in your shoe? You smoking weed? And I said up, what? He said, get your ass up. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Oh, damn. When I felt this finger down there in my shoe, and he hollered out, what you doing with this joint in your shoe? Boy, you smoking weed? And I said straight up, what? He said, get your, you ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. Get up and let's go. I said, oh, man, this guy, he said, I can't. That's why he say you're educated thug. So you can't run no game on Coach Earl. You understand? And he came to the school, and we was like 1-9. All we had was 10 games a year, and we lost 9 of them. Coach Earl came, and the very next year, we was 10-0 in the playoffs. Something Harper I hadn't been to in so long. Don't nobody remember the last time we was in the playoff. Got in the playoff and damn near took it. So I understand the whole Coach Prime situation. Been there, done that. So I can hear the different things coming up out of there that I can relate to. You understand? So anyway, have you all decided to, let's go over here and talk with the Nubian King? That's what I'm looking for. And that's enough now. Y'all done heard enough. And I hope it says something inspiring that will cause you to like, okay, shoot me a message. I check my messages every day with the comment section. And I would love to have you on. We could talk. I ain't gonna do much talking, you to do the talking. And I think that'll be nice. People to hear from some of my subscribers, and I believe some of my subscribers would enjoy just talking to me. All we gonna do is talk. You ain't got to come with no pre-laid out script and the right words and everything. We just gonna sit up, two brothers talking, or brother and a sister talking, and chop it up like that and let the people hear. And I think they would really enjoy that. I think they really would. Okay? So, hey, let's do it. If you don't want to show your face, you don't have to. If you want to show your face, you can. I'm gonna use that. I use StreamYard, so you can show your face if you want. If you don't, we can just talk. But let's do that and have some fun, okay? All right. Hope it says something inspiring. This is Nubian King, broadcasting from the station that moves the entire nation, 77.7 on your FM dial, station WKODV. All right. Hey, okay, listen. And as again, I love you from the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.